If I built Hollywood studios today, there are definitely a few things I'd change. And I'm starting in Toy Story Land. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Toy Story, and the area they built in Hollywood studios is great. But it definitely leaves some things to be desired. To start with what we love. We really love how it's designed from Andy's perspective. The use of toys to build the rides and restaurants is brilliant. We love the Christmas lights strung all around, and it's awesome to see it all lit up at night. We love the use of blocks and connects and larger-than-life characters like Woody, Buzz, and Rex. There's also the really cool detailing of Andy's footprints on the ground and the army guys parading with their drums and interacting with guests. However, there are definitely some elements that could use some attention. But before we get into that list, can you please do us a huge favor and hit that free subscribe button? It just takes one click, and it really means the world to us. Thanks so much. Now let's get back to the redesign. We feel there was some major oversights when building this land. The first one being the food. Why is there no pizza palace here? We really think it would fit in nicely alongside the alien swirling saucers, and pizza is usually a pretty safe family-friendly option. Maybe there will be an opportunity to make a quick service pizza place now, considering that Pizza Rizzo restaurant will likely be facing extinction to make way for the new Monsters Inc. area. Of course, the original restaurant, Woody's Lunchbox, is fine, but it seems a little odd that it's Woody's Lunchbox and not Andy's Lunchbox. There's also a big challenge there when it comes to seating. While the area has a very fun design with toys and blocks strewn about, there never seems to be enough open tables. At this time, this area is now under renovation, so it remains to be seen what they'll do to revamp this quick service spot. Another major pet peeve when visiting Toy Story Land is just how congested it is. The walkways get super busy and at times feel like you're fighting your way through the spaces between Slinky Dog and Toy Story Mania. Of course, there's only so much they can do now that construction's complete. But maybe moving the Woody and Jessie meet and greet area would free up some space, or help encourage the flow of traffic instead of cast members repeatedly telling people to keep it moving. You can definitely feel a squeeze here, even on an average day. Have you noticed this yourself when visiting? Love to hear your experience. Toy Story Land could also really use another ride. What they have there is great, and Slinky Dog Dash is one of the best roller coasters in Disney World, even with a 38-inch height requirement. But we always feel like there could be a little more. When we walk through the area, it's just super congested and such a trek to get to. It'd be nice to have a little more to do. Of course, Imagineering would need to design a ride great for all ages, since the youngest of visitors adore Toy Story. Maybe a ride through Al's Toy Barn, where Barbie plays tour guide, or a simulation to help Woody and Buzz get back with the gang in the moving truck, like in the first movie. The ride could take off, making it feel like flying on the rocket, and then land safely in Andy's car. Speaking of movies that came out over 20 years ago, Monsters Inc. is slated to take over Muppets Courtyard in Hollywood studios. While this is a fun idea, is this really the best they can do? It's supposed to have a cool roller coaster, but why are they going with this movie? It came out in 2001. Maybe a lot of people who are of roller coaster riding age grew up with this movie, or its sequel from 2013. So they're playing to that audience. However, it already feels a bit outdated. If we were going to redesign Muppets Courtyard in 2025, we'd really want to go with something more fresh. And we understand that it takes time to design and really get everything together for a full-on remodel and building a new ride, land, etc. But nearly 25 years later, how popular is Monsters Inc. really? The Inside Out movies could be a fun retheme for this area, and a roller coaster could certainly be built around joy and the other emotions traveling through Riley's brain along the stream of consciousness or enduring a brainstorm. There could also be a family-friendly ride through her dream sequence featuring her imaginary friend Bing Bong. There are lots of characters that could be featured walking around or doing meet and greets, and food options could play up the pizza choices that make Anger so angry in the first movie, like pineapple or broccoli. This series has been quite successful, and the sequel came out within the last year, making it a solid choice for new attractions. Another change we would make to Hollywood Studios is the Star Wars section in Animation Courtyard. We have plenty of Star Wars, and it feels like an awkward area to have it, since it's tucked behind a mostly child-friendly area with Disney Junior characters and a dance party show. Could this Star Wars memorabilia and characters meetings possibly be moved to the big empty building in Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom? There's also a big update that we'd make to help all of you parents out there with little ones. Hollywood Studios needs a space for little kids to run around. Yes, it has the Disney Junior Dance Party. However, the times don't always work for everyone, and the darkness and loud sounds can be overwhelming to already overstimulated kids. What parents need is a space for their little ones to get out of their strollers in a fun play space, jump around and run, climb, etc. Epcot has a great playground for kids. It's also in a convenient spot near the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, so adults can take the little guests to play while waiting to rider swap. Taking their cue, it'd be perfect to have this play area next to the Rock and Roller Coaster or Tower of Terror. There's a perfect space just past Rock and Roller Coaster, where the Lightning McQueen attraction used to be. They could make it into a huge shaded park with benches for everyone to take a rest, slides, climbing nets, playhouses, you name it. Maybe something themed like Mickey's Toontown from Disneyland, but a smaller scale that kids could play in. There's also some renovations that would make the park more functional as far as connecting different lands. It'd be great to build a pathway between Rock and Roller Coaster and Animation Courtyard, and even extending to Toy Story Land. In a park where there are so many rides, where the park wait times stack up and lightning lanes come in handy, it'd be helpful to have better traffic flow to prevent so much backtracking. It also seems like Hollywood Studios is going through a bit of an identity crisis these days. The park entrance and Sunset Boulevard are so nostalgic and capture much of the culture and design it started with as when it was MGM. It would be great to refocus that same nostalgia and old Hollywood style throughout other new rides and shows. Although they did away with the Great Movie Ride, a new show with a nod to the defunct attraction or a brand new ride with movies from the 80s to present would help capture that old movie magic while appealing to newer audiences. For a look back at that attraction, check out our video on the history of the Great Movie Ride. There's so much to enjoy about Hollywood Studios, but it definitely feels like there could be some changes and upgrades to make it more spectacular. While this park is certainly going to see some renovations in the next few years, we hope it holds on to some of the nostalgia that has made it so fun since its inception, while also hoping the Imagineers take some of these ideas into consideration. We can dream, can't we? Please leave a comment of how you change Hollywood Studios for the better, and please subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.